Everyone, Glenn Sanford here. Welcome to Expansion. Today, I'm super excited to talk to Trenton Johnson. He's a three-time ICON agent out of Dallas, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Trenton, hey, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Blessed and honored to be here with you.
Well, I know we got to spend a little time together at Universal just a few weeks ago,
Oh, yeah.
um, maybe you can just tell me and everyone, what's you've been in the business now, I think about 8 years,
Yes,
and
sir.
you were previously with another brokerage there in Texas. I think you were at 100% shop, if I'm not mistaken,
That's correct.
and then made it over to EXP. What what's it been like before and now in the real estate business?
I came over right before COVID hit. It was
Perfect
2020.
timing.
Yeah, it really was. And you know why? Because the stocks were, I think when I joined, it was like $9 or something like that. And I've heard other 50 cents and $2 or $5 a share, but I came in and like was like nine, maybe $10 a share, something like that. And that
Pre-split.
year, yes, pre-split. And let's just say the stocks alone made the decision worth it for my family, in general. So I thank you for that. And it was incredible. But as far as coming over, the value that I've been able to soak up from working with so many other top producing agents and being in the environment of the collaboration that EXP fosters, it really has given me different value on what I can do and how I can help my clients in more efficient ways than just a collaboration. The transactions followed. That was I've never switched brokerages before, so I was kind of worried about that at first. But it came right on over. The clients don't care; they care about the value that you bring, and it just was an incredible thing. I was one of those agents who was saying, "Y'all not gonna, hey, these EXP agents aren't going to get me," but
Right,
it,
right. And you were kind of you were actually at a 100% low fee firm,
that's correct.
um, and and you eventually made the move to EXP. Um, what was it? I mean, obviously, just the comparing splits and caps, you go, why would anybody go from 100% shop to a company with a split and a cap, that type of thing? What was it that kind of got you from that from the 100% model over to the EXP model?
I happened to be over at my little brother's house, who was already had been with EXP 3 years, I believe, and he had been trying to recruit me or actually share the model with me, and again, I wasn't going to be gotten, and he messed around and left his ShareWorks account open in his office, and I was
Just
looking at the
accidentally.
yeah, accidentally. I think I was set up. But I looked at that and I was like, little bro, what is that? And he's, oh, don't worry about it. You got all these trophies. You're worried about all those trophies and certificates. And I was like, man, what is that? And he explained it to me. And I really opened myself up and became a listener. And because I always consider myself to be a learner, and I listened, I learned, and I signed up that day. And I've never looked back. And I wish I had done it 3, 4 years earlier, or I'd be an 8-time ICON agent.
There you go. There you go. Well, I've got a chance to get to know Mark Johnson quite a bit
Oh
from
yeah.
your previous brokerage,
Hmm.
and um, who knows? He may eventually move his license over to EXP. Just
I've
potentially.
spoken with him. I spoke with him before he went on stage, and he's definitely thinking about it. I told him, I said, I love it. I love it.
There you go. So, you know, so you're kind of a relationship guy. I think that's, you and I chatted just briefly. What is your what is your business? How do you generate? I mean, obviously you've been three-time icon doing a fair bit of business. What does your business look like at EXP?
Well, the way I run my business, and I try to keep it simple. I always knew from day one that people buy homes, which means you have to enjoy talking to people. You have to enjoy have conversations with them and listening to them, more importantly, to find out what it is they need, so that your services can be in demand, because they can choose. And I want to be chosen. And so I work hard to be chosen. And then once I'm chosen, I can't reach all their sphere. So I make sure I document it through social media, so to speak, so I can let social media work while I'm having conversations or talking to agents or something like that. So what I mean is I'm a big relationship guy. So I build my business upon relationships and word of mouth, and I've always done that. I don't purchase leads or anything like that, and I usually close about 50 to 65 deals a year.
Okay, awesome. And what is that? I mean, how do you organize that? What's your, I know I think you're KV core guy, but how do you organize your folks? How do you stay in touch?
Primarily, I use Referral Maker. But I do use KV Core because that when I use our EXP link, a lot of my business goes right into KV Core. We have preset campaigns that nurture them, and but when those emails come in, I jump right in and I respond and try to get the clients taken care of. But I use Referral Maker, and I use KV Core heavily as well.
Okay, awesome. Um, so now, what would be your like tip a day in the life of Trenton Johnson? What would be, and yeah, obviously as applies to real estate, but just in general, how do you sort of structure your day? How do you go about building your business out?
Typically, I wake up, business wise. Once I make it to the office, once I get out, come out the bedroom, truck down the hall with my coffee, I'm checking emails, number one, and then I use social media a lot to check anniversaries, birthdays, and things like that, which gives me a reason to reach out to my clients, and then to really check and see what's been going on their page if I haven't spoken with them in a while. So I use it as an opportunity to give them a call, follow up on Facebook, but then I absolutely give them a call to create a conversation and check up on the family and how they're doing. If they're past clients, it gives me an opportunity to, send out a text or an email and wait for them to respond, or a phone call and see if I can help them with any new current real estate needs, or if they have anybody that need me. So I use that heavily, and the Referral Maker kind of does the same. I do that pretty early in the morning, and what I'm doing more and more is calling agents after that with the trying to introduce the EXP model. I take calls, of course, from my downline, and I track and see where they are and see who may need some encouragement or some help. And I'm also part of the Breadwinner organization here in Dallas. So that's my brother, myself, Clifton Johnson, and Paula Sanders, all of our downline together under one umbrella of an organization we call the Breadwinner organization. So I get in our chat to see if I can help anybody, because we have about 180 agents in there all together, and see what I need to do that day, schedule showings, listing appointments, and go from there.
Okay, awesome. So Referral Maker, that's so you're I assume you're a Buffini guy. Did you
Brian
do some
Buffini,
Buffini
yes.
training?
Yes, sir.
And so do you are you part of any of his coaching programs, or that what's been
No,
that part of your business?
I thought about it, Glenn, but I didn't. I decided not to do his coaching program. Some of the coaching that I had, I did one probably year 3 or 4, and a lot of the stuff is kind of what I already was doing. Again, I try to keep it simple when it's building relationships. You have to be as present as possible with them. You don't just want to leave it to a simple post of a house and think that they're just going to call you off that. I'm really proactive when it comes to reaching out to my clients through all mediums: text, phone calls, emails, text messages. I have my assistant doing the same, reaching out to them My wife is my assistant as well. So, and she's a loan officer, so she can kind of tee them up for me sometimes.
And probably your accountability partner.
Absolutely. Big time accountability partner.
There you go. So, yeah. So, what would be, maybe, an agent, um, who wants to be successful in real estate? What would be some advice that you would give to an agent? Obviously, you've been doing this, 8 years, so you've figured out what works for you. But what would be some advice you would give to a newer agent?
The advice I give to a newer agent is definitely you want to reach out to absolutely everybody in your sphere that ever knew you existed. You have to let them know what you're doing and how you can help them. And then you also have to show them. If you're doing social media to me is absolutely critical. You have to show them proof that you know what you're doing. Nobody wants to be the test dummy, so to speak. So they want to see proof. And if you haven't actually helped somebody, but when you give value, you want to make sure you give value to your sphere and that you're telling them something that they need to hear or provoking a question, a call to action on what you're doing so they can reach out to you. So I really say that it's really reaching out to everybody that ever knew you existed, and market to them, let them know what you're doing, and kind of go from there. It begins, this is a relationship building business. I was told that from day one, and it's been true. So if you don't build and nurture those relationships, you won't have a lot of business.
Right. So, you've mentioned social quite a bit. It sounds like that's a big part of your, um, both sort of being aware and also
Yes.
your stay in touch strategy. So,
Yes.
would you consider, it sounds like Facebook as well is the primary vehicle. Would you consider Facebook to be, your CRM?
Yes, Glenn. Absolutely. I didn't want to say that outright because I use referral maker and KV Core as well. But I wake up to Facebook a lot and I use it really, I can create a relationship like that. I can create a lead just like that by asking the right question. The birthdays and things of that nature just puts the people right in front of you. It cycles through everybody in your database on a daily basis, from anniversaries, birthdays, and then just checking out your timeline. It gives you reason to reach out. It just takes a little bit, a lot of times, and I found that to be rewarding. I found that to turn into, two-way, three-way deals. I've even done a four-way deal. And that's the unicorn, my four-way deal. I had a couple purchase each other's home and sell each other's home, off of me kind of reaching out and, checking on them.
Okay, awesome. So now, how did you? Now, when you think about, your, we'll call it a social CRM strategy, did you, did you curate the people that you connected with, or did they connect with you organically, or some combination of the two? What was that sort of weighting? Was it more proactive reach out to people in your local communities?
Extremely proactive. Extremely proactive. So I would reach out to friends of friends because you always want to find something that's in common. Well, Facebook gives you that right there. You've got multiple friends in common. So a lot of times I would send out a request, they'd accept it because they know who we're friends with, and then they go on my page to see who I am and what I do, most out of curiosity. By then, I've already shot them my script and so forth, through Messenger. They'll respond and we'll create a conversation, see if there's any needs, or they'll proactively ask me whatever they need to ask me. And a lot of times it's not immediate right then and there because I give them time to check out my page a day or two or three, and then I reach out.
Right. Now, do you do it with your own personal page, or are you using like a business page?
I actually do it more so with my personal page. I usually say my personal page is my real business page because people want to know really who you are. If I'm a family man, I've got a family, I can relate to them and their family in whatever stage that they're in. So I let them see me in a vulnerable space, meaning my family. I only put on, again, I only put on Facebook what I want people to see. I
Right.
don't feel the need to put absolutely everything. There's no, if I don't want to show this event, family event, I don't, or whatever. But I put enough on there so they can know who I am. And a lot of times my clients feel like they already know me. As a matter of fact, I met a client this past weekend. Well, not a client, but a Facebook friend who we only recognized each other from Facebook. And she was standing right there with her husband. And she was like, we're thinking of purchasing a home. Can you help us? So after meeting them for the first time, they're with my lender right now, working on getting qualified and things of that nature. But I didn't know her. She didn't know me other than what she saw on Facebook.
Awesome. Awesome. So, um, obviously staying in contact, building that up. Are you using any of the other social platforms?
I use Instagram as well. I've had more success with Facebook. I've had a little success with Instagram. But I started doing a lot of the social media stuff 8 years ago, before people were really teaching use social media big time. So I really captivated my particular audience back in 2015. And I'm on second and third generation referrals from that. And so that's where I've seen a lot of my success from there. And I hear a lot of people say Facebook are for old people, but I like old money.
Uh, there you go. Well, it is. I think you look at the demographics. If you're 15 years old, you're
Yeah,
on Discord and probably not on Facebook. And if you're
right.
55, you're on Facebook and not Discord.
Yeah,
And who's more likely to buy and sell homes? Well, probably not the
there you
15-year-old.
go. There you go. That's what I've got a young guy that I sponsor, and he's doing extremely well. His name is Ivory Martin the second. He's 23. He'll cap this year, his second year in real estate. But I had him. I made sure that he couldn't market to his people. I told him to market to his parents and his older brothers and sisters, and it's been working for him, so to speak, as far as tagging them on posts and things like that. Because 22-year-olds aren't going to buy a home right now in this market.
Right, right. Well, this has been great, Trenton. Thank you for taking time out today. I think the social strategies that you've employed, I think there's some great clues there. Um, Bottom line is EXP would not be where it's at today as a company without social. I remember when in 2008 or 9, I remember
Mhm.
telling Brian Colhane, Facebook, that is the future of sort of how we're all going to be connected. And I didn't realize how prophetic that was. It was early on, right after it sort of got opened up from the colleges, and even today, I spend more time on Facebook than any other single site personally. It seems to be where I can curate the best content for me to consume on a regular basis and be able to interact with people and post and get engagement. So it's still, in my mind, the number one platform. It sounds like you're definitely in agreement there in
That's the
terms of where to
key.
generate business.
I believe that's the key, is making sure that you go where the people are, not just where you want to do it, because we have to cater to our sphere and our clients, and you go where they are. Some people may want to do more TikTok or Instagram, and I don't mind, but I know where my sphere is. They're mostly on Facebook and a little bit on Instagram. Brian and I had that
Yep, for
conversation
sure.
too.
Oh, did you? Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in his downline,
The
so we talk often.
Okay, awesome. Hey,
Yes.
well, and then I see you've got your Instagram handle actually up
Yes.
on the screen here. So Instagram at trenton.johnson.realtor.
Yes.
So you can
Facebook the same, pretty
follow
much.
there. Facebook the same. And with that, maybe we'll leave it for now. But thank you so much for sharing what's been working for you, and congratulations on all your success.
Thank you so much, Glenn. Thank you for having me.